Hi Aries, and welcome to your April 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energies coming in for your sign in the month of April. Welcome back. I hope that you are feeling really good. I'm so happy to be looking into the energy of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, or any Aries strong presence in your chart. If you have any Aries energy, this is the reading for you. I love this time of the year for doing readings. We have just come past the equinox. The astrological new year is in full force right now, and it is your time of the year, Aries. Welcome to your season. I have a lot to talk about regarding Aries season. I did a video going into that, which I will link below, or you can find on my channel. It is the Everything Has Changed Aries season equinox video, which goes a little bit more into the season in general. But for your sign specifically, Aries, this is kind of a potentially chaotic, very healing yet heavy time for some of you. And why is that the case? You know, we've got Chiron that has been in your sign for many years now, and with Chiron having been there for such a long time and getting so advanced and wanting to get towards Taurus, there is a sense of a few lingering old painful complexes that come to the surface to be solved in a much more cohesive way this month. Energetically, I'm feeling that you can't really avoid anything that's an issue this month. This is kind of a time where Aries is really meant to face things directly and head on. So anything that you feel has been kind of indirect in your life, or anything that you feel has been a little bit of a, difficult to face, difficult to define problem, will probably come up really strongly this month. I'm feeling that you have a desire to really fix any energetic knots or any clogs that are present energetically. One of the symbols I actually got for you was like a clogged drain, or a feeling that even energetically, like you're just kind of struggling to clear something clogging up your energetic receptors. And I think that will be very easily solved by you this month, much easier than you think. But I will say that you have to kind of be very mindful about how you go about solving problems this month, and try to not be too impulsive with it, or try to not be too connected to the thought that these problems or these issues have to be solved yesterday or have to be solved right this second. Try to be very incremental. Try to be very strategic in how you move forward. Really thinking of how Libras operate, as when it is Aries time of the year, Libra energy is very good to work with. So what can you strategize around? What can you open up to yourself? Because I do also feel that the need to stay in the past, or the need to feel emotionally connected to a previous way of being, can almost burn at this point in time, or it can almost result in a physical burning sensation, or like accidentally burning yourself on the stove, or not being able to stay in your house one night because I don't know, there's a fumigation happening in a nearby area. Like, there's a sense of like anything which you can't face, or anything which you can't resolve right now, or any trust that you can't find right now, really manifests into physical, and it becomes a blessing. It's really good. So if you have any weird experiences like that, like I'm feeling a kind of a symbolic, synchronistic experience of things being off, if it's coming through, try to take it as like a really good, kind thing from the universe to really just exemplify and show you clearly what's not working, and then you can really start getting into this creative progress that you've been wanting. But I just wanted to really tap into the intuitive message that I was getting that dealt with Aries, kind of really stepping into that Chiron role, kind of really being connected to that wounded healer archetype. And we think of Aries season, equinox season, as this kind of very lighthearted, youthful, fun-loving, not heavy time, which it's meant to be. But because Chiron is in your sign, because the sun's going to be applying to that all season, don't be surprised if you deal with some painful things from the past, if there might even be some difficult things that come up and kind of manifest into your reality, like what's going on? Why are my neighbors having their house fumigated? Why is it only raining when I'm walking, outside and I'm really far away from my car? Like any kind of like weird hiccups like that. Like, why is this happening to me? What is this bad luck about? It's really trying to hone into you getting reacquainted with yourself, and also reacquainting yourself with your actual trajectory, with where you've actually come from, with what you're actually creating, and to not get too outside of it. It's like these physical stimulus are trying to wake you up to the present moment so that you can use it wisely. And so that you can heal, okay? The energy of Chiron is about seeing those wounds, seeing those difficulties, and healing, raising above them through a very strong healing effort, which sometimes comes with a little bit of difficulty. But it's not going to be that hard. I mean, all you guys have is 10 of Swords and 5 of Wands. The rest of your cards are great this month. The rest of the archetypes that are coming up are very lovely and very... new, very equinox, very Aries season. Let's talk about the week to week real quick. Week number 1 of the month of April, Aries, you have the World rooted down by 2 of Cups. So the role that love is playing in your world may take a dramatic turn at this time. It does feel like you're meeting whoever you need to meet. So any, unrequited feelings should be closed out at that time. The world is about an ending. The world is about a conclusion. And it deals with feeling right about it and feeling that you are working in a very natural sense of endings and completion. So for some of you, it's the completion of a relationship, but it might not be that for all of you. It's more like the completion of a way of connecting with others that might have grown tired. So I'm sensing that many of you have to very much get into revamping your system of connecting with yourself and others. Do you act differently when you're holding space for yourself than when you're connecting with other people? Is there a big dividing line there? You might want to look into the energy it takes to maintain things like that. And think about if your energy is feeling restored by the relationships around you, or is it taking more from you? I think that you need to focus a little bit more on yourself in the first week rather than appeasing others. And it feels like the appeasement of other people is a big part of what you're trying to work through with this. I feel like Aries is a sign that can't focus too much on appeasing. Again, it's a very self-oriented, forward motion, cardinal fire energy. So if it gets really caught in looking around and not getting that forward momentum it needs, it kind of burns out a little bit. And to me, there has been maybe a really large system in your own life, perhaps, that dealt a lot with appeasing other people or not being a burden or not being a problem for others. And you might want to not think so much about that or try to base so many of your actions on appeasement, but rather work more toward these new creative endeavors or processes that seem to be really important for you right now. Okay, let's see. In the second week, Aries, you have the King of Wands rooted down by Strength reversed. So you are trying to gain the strength to take on a new creative project, or you are trying to really mobilize yourself. You're trying to really do it. Like there's something that's very effort based. There's something that's like, I've got to gain all of the energy at my disposal in order to make this happen. I would simplify things down a little bit. I would not get so extreme with it. I would enjoy the process of your creativity more so than I would plan or strategize around it. I know we just talked about how you need to kind of look at Libra energy, which to clarify, I think that from the passive sense, yes, like as a Libra will very much accept certain things into their lives and then balance it out rather than seek things out and then balance. It seems to be more along those lines. Like, are you allowing yourself to receive benevolence, or is everything really an effort? Are you trying for everything that you have in your life? Is every single thing that you have to show in your life something that you've set out to have, or have you offset it with reception as well? There is something about reception that's coming up this entire month, and it feels like some of you are not very happy with what you've received. We've got that Ten of Swords. We've got that... Five of Wands as well, where I'm feeling a sense of competition, a sense of the reason why I'm doing this or that has a lot to do with compensation or competitive nature, which is not bad for Aries. I mean, that really does give you a lot of new experiences and material well-being as well, because you're a very competitive sign at times. But what I'm feeling to be most vital for you in that second week especially is the focus of your forward motion being more connected to fun and enjoyment. Actually, I was talking to a few people recently actually about the concept of fun. Okay. And it's a really foreign concept to a lot of people right now, actually, where many people have actually completely forgotten what that's like, or many people have totally lost the muscle memory that creates a nice feeling of joy and fun in their lives. And the second week of April is going to really demand, Aries, that you understand what your connection to enjoyment is, that you find fun things to do, that what you're doing, these creative projects, these business ventures, these new processes in your life, that they're not for so much a compensation. They're not for just that paycheck or just for that, difference, but that they're for fun too. Okay, so this is really important in this time of the year during Aries season, having something fun to do, having something fun to work with, to mold, to create. So keep that in mind in the second week. Third week, you've got the Fool rooted down by 10 of Swords. Oh my gosh, Aries, hitting Taurus season. You've just got to go for it, okay? You got to go for these new things. There's no time to really look back, and there's really not that much time to get stuck. Do try to trim it down as much as possible. What do I mean? Kind of like what I was saying with simplification. If you can imagine a huge algebra equation that really needs to be simplified down to like 2 or 3 numbers. Okay, that's what I'm seeing for you. The 10 of Swords energy is only going to become an issue to you if you have too many things in too many places. It's really, really vital that you have like this sense of singular, I want to call it singular selfhood in what you are creating right now, and that you're not, again, trying to appease. Again, that appeasing tendency with the 10 of Swords is resulting in that feeling of betrayal, because then people aren't appeasing you back, and it's like it's painful to give so much and to create so much for other people, to be so involved in like a creation process within like your company or within your relationship, and then not be seen for that, or to not really be acknowledged for that, or to face so much detachment, in your surrounding people. So that's, to me, feeling to be the only way that 10 of Swords comes through. It feels like there's a detachment, or there's a difficulty to really connect or be appeased by other people as well. So it's not even just a matter of, for some Aries this is the case, but it's not just a matter of appeasing others and that not working. It's more of a matter actually of not really being appeased by other people and needing to generate that sense of fun and enjoyment in singular selfhood instead of in the connecting points with other people. Again, you're coming from that first week with the World and 2 of Cups, so there is something ending with this whole connectivity thing, and you're getting a lot more single. Some of you are having a breakup this month. I can see that for many Aries people, and it's a needed sigh of relief. Okay, this is the best time of the year for a breakup, actually. Especially if it happens pre-equinox, like if it happens in like the end of Pisces season, that is the best time of year for a breakup. And, if it's happening for some of you in the third week of April, it's not the easiest time for a breakup, but it's a good time for it. You get what I mean there? It's not easy, but it's a good time for it. Like you could actually, you might see, you wish that you had more closure, or you wish you had more compromise, but actually it was not as hard to get over as many of your other relationships. So you can actually have a tender parting, or you can have a really kind remembrance of people that you disconnect with now in the future if you do it now. So of course there will be many, many Aries people who don't have breakups or any disconnection right now, in which case I'm feeling this more to be an issue of expectation, and an issue of like, what do I receive? How do I appease? How am I appeased? There's something along that energy line that's really coming up this month. So keep it in mind, the appeasement factor. Okay, what appeases me How much money does it take for me to live? How much money appeases me? How much affection from my significant other appeases me? How much exercise appeases me? How much food do I need in order to feel healthy? And then on top of that, how much unnecessary food appeases me? Like things like that. Like really try to think in the confines of appeasement. If you're feeling like a heaviness or a burden of like Ten of Swords energy, okay? If you're not feeling that like shadowy dark heaviness, why are you here? No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding with that, because I love actually making content that's not so heavy too. Like I'm really enjoying that lately, actually. So if you're there, if you're in that lack of heaviness, enjoy that. That's so beautiful. And I would say also start to actually move past these unmanifested things that you've been concerned about and just forge anew. Like not even thinking about like this thing that I've needed to do over here, this thing that's been on my to-do list forever and I haven't gotten done. Maybe I can finally focus on that. That's okay. But I think that there's something much more broader and much more broad, much more ingenious that is totally transcended out of some of these things that have just been on the back burner. The back burner, Aries. For my non-heavy Aries people, my worried, non-difficult experience Aries person right now, the back burner should not really be the consideration. Like, let's not even think of things in the lens of back burner, but let's try to really convey what our essence is now and how that could be distributed into brand new horizons and situations. So maybe coalescing that which was on the back burner into the new frontier instead of thinking of things as like, gosh, things that I just have not gotten done that I can finally focus on now. It never happens. It never happens when we think about things like that. It's kind of a bit of a task management little piece of knowledge here. When you think of things as being on the back burner or having been procrastinated, having been not done yet because of, needing to focus on the important things in your life, it never becomes important, So it's got to either be moved away from and left behind, or it's got to be pulled into the very relevant part of your life. So keep that in mind as well. Week number 4, Aries, the Emperor reversed, rooted down by 5 of Wands. So reimagining your sense of personal authority is really important in the 4th week. Competition is coming up. You could be competing with other people for a higher position in your company. You could be competing with other people in your market. If you're a business owner, you could be competing with other students for a certain scholarship. There's a competition in the 4th week, okay? And for God's sakes, don't make it with your significant other. I'm kidding. But my coupled Aries people out there, let's not compete with our significant other. That's no fun. If you're feeling excess energy, why not do something competitive? Why not start doing races or competitive skiing or competitive, competitive puzzles or something. Competitive chess games. You need some element of competition in your life to really keep your energy fresh. And if you don't get that, sometimes you can get like temper tantrums, or you can get a losing control of your emotions and freaking people out, scaring people. Again, Aries is ruled by Mars, which is the god of war, so without that martial, sportly, competitive, for fun element in life, some pretty painful, egregious things can happen in the life of an Aries without that channeling of energy. So leaving you all on that note, channel the energy, have fun. Fun is the main priority. And some of you, okay, I said I was ending it, but I'm not ending it. Some of you might have heard that earlier message about, pursuing fun and thought, yeah, that's great. That sounds fun. Like, why not? And might have kind of, forgotten about that already by now. But I really must say it's the most important thing. Again, you're ruled by Mars. So you are ruled by the god of war. Your energy is the energy of conflict sometimes. So if there's not a sense of fun, if there's not a sense of channeling that energy through athletics or, friendly competition, sportsmanship, it goes into like, fights with people that you love, arguments, disputes, conflicts. you know, even like there's a lot of things that it can go into that I don't want to get into in this video, but just keep that in mind. Like, have fun. Have fun, and you'll feel a lot better. Anyway, and I'll leave it up to you to figure out what that is. But anyway, Aries, let's actually go into that a little bit in the extended reading. I'm going to put one together for you all. You can click the center of your screen now. I do these readings on Patreon, and I also do weekly forecasts and a bunch of other content that come with the one membership. So if you've been wanting to sign up for it, it's a great, perfect New Year's thing to do. It's Astrological New Year. So be sure to come and check out the extended reading and all the others if you get the chance. It's in the center of the screen now and linked below. Much love, Aries. Let's do this. Bye.